Okay, so we finish Dinei Kvura B'Yom Tov. That's Siman Siman Reish, and then we just finish it off, and then okay. So b'Shabbos of Yom Kippur Lo Yisas B'Meis Klal on Shabbos and Yom Kippur. You're not busy with a mace at all. Afilo Yidei Akum, even with a goy. Do not bring out the mace to the cemetery until the kever is mesukan shelo yitztarchu lahamid es hamita, because you don't have to wait for the mita. Right? Meaning why? Because if you're going to wait for the mita to arrive, and then you're going to be delayed, so then what are people going to do? They're standing around a cemetery. They're going to say espedim, which you're not allowed to do. Now, I took a screenshot. The Igros Moshe says, hold on a second. Igros Moshe, Aruch Gimel, Simin Ayin Vav. He says that he's the one that says nowadays we don't do any kvura whatsoever on Yom Tov. Not first day, not second day, and even with goyim. So I'm assuming that's where it comes from. That's where the minute comes from, that we don't do this anymore. I don't know where Moshe gets it from, but that's Igros Moshe.
He doesn't say why. He just says we don't do it.
I can't really read it now, but I don't have it now. So I just have a screenshot of the quoted. I'll have to check it up. Okay, Siman Reish Aleph. Then Ma'avid Atzmi L'das to Shar Rosh Hashanah. Ma'avid Atzmi L'das means somebody who never commits suicide. And Ma'avid means he knowingly makes himself be lost. And a Rasha that dies of Boy Zayin Sifim. So Hamavid Atzmi L'das, who Rasha Shein L'malam Mimenu, it's a Rasha that there's no bigger Rasha than that. Shenemar Ba'afas Timchem L'nafshi Seichem Edresh. And I'm gonna look for your blood, and I'm good for taking your nefesh, right? So, ubeshvil yachid nivra olam, and the whole world was created even for one person. And if you even get rid of one soul, you're getting rid of the whole world. And therefore, we are not busy with anybody who commits suicide. If anything, like Kairin, there's no Kriya. There's no Avelus, there's no Espedim. But he does get Kvura, there is a Kvura, and there is a Tahara, and they wear Tachrichin. The rule is, anything that's covered for the people that are alive, you do for him, meaning because he has relatives that are alive. So that's a whole sugi, whether you say Kaddish for somebody's Ma'avar or Ladas. Okay. Stama, we don't consider Stam people Rishayim. If you find somebody who was choked or hung, if we can figure out, or we can even say that somebody murdered him, then we don't consider it suicide. I don't know why that helps. I don't know why that helps. Because, okay, so we're saying that the person didn't kill themselves, but that means somebody else killed them. Let's maybe say that it's a guy that maybe killed them. If a katan kills themselves, then that's not considered with any sort of das. And this is usually what we say. If so, the person who committed suicide is doing it because of bad spirits, or because they're going crazy. That's considered shalei das. If they did it because of inus, they were scared because of pain and all that, which is that's the whole tumult with what do you call it? What's the name of it? The deaths. The doctors. What's the name? What do they call it? Mercy killings, right? Like Shaul, who was worried about the Plishtim torturing him. Then he's like any other mace, and we don't withhold anything from them, which is basically what we say nowadays. That's why and suicides nowadays are treated as regular. Anybody who is parish midar ketzibur, meaning he's not religious, and they will pirate all. And they don't, in their actions, they don't consider themselves part of Klal Yisrael. So then Ella Harehem ke b'nei chayrin la'atzman, they're just like free birds. Like we have nowadays in America, everybody just wants to be free. Ella Harehem ke b'nei chayrin la'atzman, that they're just free. All these people, there's no aninus, there's no avelus. And their relatives wear white, and they wrap themselves in white. They're not sad, they're happy that their relative died. Those that you hate, I hate. And when Rishayim get lost, there's Rina. Now, we don't do this nowadays because we assume Tinek Shenishpa, etc. But that's the Ikar Adin. So really, there's nothing wrong with, and unfortunately, it comes up a lot in our neighborhood. A lot of people have a lot of not from relatives. So really, there's nothing wrong with sitting Shiva, even though from the Kitzur here, it's mashma that maybe there is something wrong. Right? But the only thing, and Rav Harfanis, my Rebbe pointed this out to me. The only thing is that they don't learn, right? The only drawback is not learning because an oval can't learn. So he says they have to learn. Even nowadays that we tell them that they could sit shiva, they have to learn because that much we're not going to exempt them from. Okay. Hey, if somebody got killed, whether it's Dina the Machusa, whether it's another Indian Afilo Haya Mumar, even if he's a mummer, then we do have Avelis to keep on Shenarek B'dei Adam, since he was killed by a human, and he didn't die naturally. Havele Kapara, that is a Kapara. You hear this? This should be highlighted and put out into all those guys that said that the people that were killed on October 7th were not from, all that right here. The Kitzur says straight out, if they were killed unnaturally, that's considered a kapara and is regular avelus. Meaning just before fire. He didn't. If he didn't do vidui and he didn't do tshuva, then we don't have avelus on him. Avalim his father, but if he did vidui, then we have avelus. Even if it's a god of a gazlan, because we assume that he since he did tshuva, so then he's okay, and he did it l'tei oven. He did because he just desired it, not because he wanted to just be anti. Katan ben shana ish nasayim, a katan that's a year or two old. Shehimir im aviv umeis, meaning he became irreligious because his parents became irreligious. Ain misavel olav, then we're not misavel on him. Okay. Then we have one. What do you say? One Simon Reish Beis to Aleph.
Yes, Simon Reish Beis Aleph.
See, there you go. There's Naphtali that can lead us on this one. The law is too much. So Aleph, a Kohen Muzer Shaloi L'Tamei L'Meis. A Kohen is warned that he shouldn't have gone Tamei Meis. Afilu Neifel Shadayin Niskashru Evara Begidin Choshev Meis. Even a nail who has not his body hasn't even fully developed. In Hipila, if it's a miscarriage within 30 days, within 40 days, then that's just mayim, and that a kohen can become tamei too. And it's not only to a mei shalom, even things that come off of a mace, the kohen can become tamei too, like blood and anything similar to that. A kohen can't become tamei to an aver that gets cut off from somebody who's alive. If there's enough basar on it, that if it was attached to the ground, then it would be able to get healed. A kohen, it's an interesting halacha, if a kohen loses his own limb, he can't become tamei to that limb. And a kohen is not allowed to go into a house that even has a geisis, because we're afraid a geisis meaning somebody who's about to die, because we're afraid that he will die, and then the kohen's going to be tamei. Even though we said a geisis is like he's alive to everything, it is not matama. We call makom over a kohen al yichalu. The kohen is over on Lo yichal, meaning he's making himself tamei. Shu muzer sheyishmer kunase shelo yischal v'shem hayom hazeh takef. We're afraid that he's going to make himself into a chalal, and he's gonna die, and the person may die. And now he put himself in a situation where he becomes a chalal. Okay, we will.